What's up, folks? So today I'm going to be talking about a film titled Babyteeth, and you know, I actually had the opportunity to screen this film a little while ago, but I just wanted to really take my time into reviewing this movie because I just wanted to just make sure that everything was just right with me, my mood, the surroundings, and everything, because I really felt like that was important for me in viewing this film, because I felt like the synopsis called to me in a way that I just wanted to just make sure like everything was just right. And the reason being is because the first line of the synopsis states, it says Babyteeth is a powerful coming to age feature debut by Shannon Murphy. And what stands out to me is a couple of things. Number one, Shannon Murphy's debut. So, I think, directors, they take a lot of pride into, their debut work, because potentially it could be make or break for them. So, considering the amount of time they made and the amount of time, the process of sacrifices and all that other stuff that it takes for them to actually get this to all come together, it holds dear to them. So that's the first thing. Then the next thing is the word powerful. It's because, the word powerful just really correlates to, the movement of things or the force. And when you think about those words, you think about films, you just know that you're going to be in store for something. And indeed it was. This was absolutely an emotional roller coaster. And I just had a really good time with it. And I think that, it's a great quarantine watch. And if it wasn't during, the pandemic, this would absolutely be something that I think you would definitely pick up for a Friday night watch, stay at home watch at home. It's just really a good film with a good message, and I think people of all ages will enjoy this. It will be available on video on demand June 19th, so you can check it out however you make your purchase of video on demand, iTunes, all the other good stuff, all the different platforms. But so let's talk about this really quick, and I just will read the synopsis so I quickly mentioned it. But when seriously ill teenager Milla falls madly in love with a small-time drug dealer Moses, it's her parents' worst nightmare. But Milla's first brush with love brings a renewed lust of life. Traditional morals go out the window, leaving her parents wanting to hold tighter to her little girl. Milla soon teaches everyone in her orbit how to live like you have nothing to lose. What may have been a disaster for the Finlay family instead leads to letting go and finding grace in the glorious chaos of life. So, and there's a little bit more, but I'll just, we'll talk about the film. So this film did hit the film festival circuit 2019. It hit the Chicago International Film Festival, the BFI London Film Festival, the Venice Film Festival, the New Directors and New Film Festival in 2020. And this film has been official selections for all of those. So it's, in that case, it definitely has some eyes and some recognition attached to it. And all the more so why, you knew, like, before even watching the film, that this potentially could be a really, really good film. And indeed it was. But the first thing I gotta say is Milla, who's played by Eliza Scanlen, an amazing job. She's so beautiful and such a passionate performance here. Here's the thing about that. The performance is so good at a point. The person, if it may have been a biography, because she really sucks the viewers into really relating with that character to the point that you realize that it is a film, because it's so it was so natural, and really the emotions and the mannerisms, everything just felt so natural up and down the board. And you could imagine a young lady terminally ill, being in school, having a boyfriend that's older than her, and all the different family things that's happening. The switch of emotions and different scenes that they play, and she just resonates with it so good. A really, really tremendous performance. And I'll talk about others in a second, but that's definitely the one that I had to stick out. Like, just a really, as beautiful as she is, it's just a beautiful performance, and just it's so passionate. And even with Milla, Eliza, who plays Milla in this film, with a powerful performance, everyone else had really good job. The next standout is easily Anna Finlay, her mother, who's played by Essie Davis. I mean, ooh, I'm telling you, there's some scenes where she just pours out the emotion, and it's such a tremendous job. Toby Wallace, who plays Moses, the boyfriend in this, an amazing job here. I'm just telling you, it's like everybody in this film was just so natural into their roles that I just felt like the performances for them was just seamless. But nonetheless, we all know it's always hard work, and they just did an amazing job. And I definitely had to make sure I mentioned it. But overall, as an entire cast, even for this small cast of people that was in this film, everybody did a really great job, and it just all came together very cohesive. I also loved how this film did small little captions between each scene that really quickly sets the mood and the tone for each of what we can call chapters within this film. I thought it was really good to point out. I've seen it before, but I feel like this was done in a really good, significant way that no matter, what the last chapter may have been about, that it resets you just so you know what's going on now. I thought that was really well done. So of all these characters, I feel like every character was really unique, and all having all sorts of different array of societal issues, from a big thing, especially in my area, problems with opioids, self-depression, family issues, obviously Milla's health, both her dealing with it and the family dealing with it, drug abuse. There's just a lot of different things going on, not to mention the questionable parenting that goes on in this. So yeah, there's a different array of issues here that goes on within the film. So that makes every character very unique in a sense, and all, even sub characters really providing interest, because you just kind of want to see, you see the conflict, you just want to kind of see how the resolution comes about for each one of them. I really love the vintage look and aesthetics in this film. I will mention it just a second a little bit more, but I really am a huge fan of it, and I loved it, from the fashion to just how it was shot. It just, the colors are very vibrant. I really loved it. Not to mention, my favorite scene in this film was actually a party scene with a really vintage look with the neon lights and just and the music with it as well. It was just it was just very beautifully shot. I loved it. Like, to be honest, if I could share a scene, that would be it, because it was just so well done. I really liked that one. But I think that this film, and I talked about my mood and demeanor going into this film, and I think, again, you really want to come in such a really modest way that you're paying attention, and you're clear minded and so on, because this film, as I said, is an emotional roller coaster. It also it's a vibe of a sort that really takes your mood into a really comfortable, comforting way. And what I mean by that is that I know I'm gonna have a really bad what I'm gonna compare this to is probably gonna be really terrible, but you can sit in a regular seat, or you can sit on the couch. I feel like this movie says, like, okay, that seat is cool, but this couch is much more comfortable and much more enjoyable, and I think you should go here. And I think the movie is just that transition between like, hey, you're cool there, but like, let me take you on like a little ride or something that could be potentially better for you. So yeah, well, I always hear people talking about, I don't know how to explain vibes. I never realized I never did know how to explain that. But yes, it's a vibe nonetheless. That's what all the cool kids are saying. It's a vibe. But to the next point, that's what I was going to come back to. Look, I am very high on the cinematography and the soundtrack coordination in this film. There is many scenes where they tell a story without the actors even having to say a word. It is so well done, especially as we get towards the later parts of the film. It's just so enjoyable. You just kind of get lost in it. Again, the vibe is what I'm talking about. You kind of get lost in the film because it's just so moving. You absolutely feel something in this. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts. To the point too, I was talking about Eliza's performance. Is just, you know, when I see Milla smile in this film, I'm just instantly happy. It's so beautiful. She has a really gorgeous smile, and her smiling it makes you happy, and based on some of the circumstances, it almost brings you to tears. It's just an amazing job. Honestly, it's really just an amazing job. But like I said, this is truly a beautiful emotional roller coaster, and just the closing scene is just it was so good. To be honest, the closing scene, I really exhaled and just let out all emotion, because it was just like, whew, I made it through it. But it was a good ride nonetheless. And then the title, obviously, Babyteeth. Now, for me, for a while, I was like, I wonder how does that play into the film. But it does come together, and the symbolic naming of the film is, I think, it's easily relayed to the viewers. And you know, with Babyteeth, you know, if you know what Babyteeth is, it's just like, you know, once you lose your baby teeth, you're kind of much moving into getting your adult teeth nonetheless. And I think that's a lot of the maturity that Milla goes through in this film, which actually is symbolic with a scene that even happens in the film. But you know, it's really that gradual progression from moving from a kid to a young lady. So it's a really good story. And you know, the biggest theme is, like, you know, like I read in the synopsis, is, you know, Milla really showed people around her how to live their life, fearless, and just really I'm not gonna say careless, but she was just absolutely fearless. She just wanted to make sure that no matter what she did, that it was always circled around her happiness. And she made some bold choices, and whether you'd agree with them or not, at the end of the day, she was happy with them. And I think that's a really good message that a lot of us can truly learn from, or just ultimately be encouraged by. But yes, that is my review of Babyteeth. I hope you guys definitely check this one out. It's May 19th on video demand, and absolutely, when you see it, come back into the comments and let me know what you think. But until the next review, everybody, I'll take care.